online crew. Guess who is back home sitting in their normal chair after almost 4 weeks of traveling? So I am back. I'm back on my normal schedule now of live videos. So that's today, now, and in 2 days' time at exactly the same time. So they're the 2 live videos that I'll be doing every week. So I'm back in the chair. I'm back home. It's awesome to be back. Had a wonderful time. I just want to share with you in this video what I'm doing to get myself back on track. I don't know if any of you kind of like travel like I do, but even if you fall off the wagon. So if you tend to fall off the wagon and you need to get back on track, what are some of the things that you can do to help you get back into routine? So hello. If you're watching me live, please say hello. Let me know where you are watching from. If you're oblivious to what's been going on for the last few weeks, I've been away for almost a month. Firstly, I went to Darwin in Australia, which is like the opposite end, top and bottom. From where I live in Australia with my family. Then the family came home. I flew on to America in Orlando, Florida. Whew, talk about hot. Those of you in the US that live in Orlando, man, hot. But that was amazing. Had a really good conference there, and also went to Epcot and Magic Kingdom and had a ball there. And then got stranded in Dallas. I made it from Orlando to Dallas. I got stranded in Dallas for 24 hours, more than 24 hours actually, and it took me 60 hours to get home to Australia. And I had less than 24 hours to turn around and get on my next flight from my next trip, which is to a place called Byron Bay, because we're away for a week for a mate's 50th. And we had a ball. So I got back late Saturday night. This is only my second day kind of back into routine, but I am back now. Hello, Dean. Great to see you on live. Finally able to catch you live again. So good to see you on. Thanks for saying hello. If there's any of you watching from my free group, I can't actually see your comments when I go live on my screen. So hello to you guys as well. So I'm live streaming on Instagram over here. We've got Facebook business page, my free group, and YouTube over here. So life sometimes gets in the way, whether you are traveling or whether, just something happens and you fall off the wagon. And for those of you like in network marketing, this is very easy to fall off the wagon. And unless you make time for your business or, life kind of takes over. So I've had a month away. I've had an amazing time. I have been doing certain things still consistently in my business. Stories has been an absolute must, especially when you're traveling. Like if any of you travel, share a lot in your stories. It's human connection that's the important thing in the online world. And when you travel and you're different places and you're sharing what you're doing, people are interested. Like people want to know what you're doing. It's weird, but it's kind of like reality TV. People love it. Just like kind of like the behind the scenes stuff. So I've shared a lot in my stories. I haven't actually posted a lot, I will admit that, but now that I'm back, I'm sort of getting back into routine. So I wanted to share with you what I do, because these tips could be helpful for you if you've fallen off the wagon a bit, whether that's travel or just family or life, or you've been unwell and you need to get back into the groove of things. What works? Because unfortunately, sometimes when we step away from the fire, so to speak, network marketing terms, stay close to the fire. When you stay close to the fire, it's easier to stay motivated. But when you sort of back away from the fire, sometimes the fire dims a little bit and it's hard to get back into the swing of things. So here's what's important. Here's what I'm doing. First thing, small goals, small wins early. So what are the small things that you can do to get back on track that are going to give you some wins and help you feel good? Because your feelings play a huge part in what you will and won't go and do. So if you don't feel like it, you back away from doing certain things. If you don't feel motivated, you're probably not building your business. If you don't feel motivated or good about things, you're probably not posting like you should do. So small wins Like small activities. What are 1 to 3 things that you should be doing in your business every day that you can achieve and it'll feel like a small win? That's where you want to start. Okay. So for me, that'll definitely be posting every day somewhere, like on my feed. This is only my sort of second day kind of back into routine after the month off. But like yesterday, I posted at least one reel, one TikTok, multiple stories, posted on my news feed. I've already posted a couple of stories this morning. It's morning in my part of the world. I've posted a TikTok, I've posted a reel, like I'm back on it. Like I'm back in action. Just it's a bit messy. There's not much of a plan, but I'm back in like kind of action. So my non-negotiables at the moment are like social media content, messaging people. So I'm making time in my day to message people and follow up. Okay. So they're my 3 kind of non-negotiables at the moment. So what would your 1 to 3 non-negotiables be that are not too huge, but they're achievable and then you can feel good about achieving them? That's what you want to start with. Okay. When we go from like being off or, getting off the wagon, like not being in routine, and we set these huge goals, like I'm going to do a content plan for the rest of August and I'm going to do that. Like they're too big. You just set yourself up for failure. It's like I've put on a couple of kilos. I'm not stressed about that at all. I ate and drank everything that I wanted to. I had lots of margaritas. I had lots of gins. I had lots of fast food. Well, not really fast food, but like food that I wouldn't normally eat and chocolate and whatever. Like I just had a ball over the last month. So put on a little bit of weight, not stressed about it at all. I know I'll get back into routine. I'll drop the weight, but I'm not going full restriction, full exercise, like full on in, because I'm not ready. I'm still just getting into the groove of getting back into routine. So it's the small things that you do and you achieve them and you feel good about it, that then you grow from there. Okay. Hey, Richard, good to see you on. Thank you for your comment there. So number 1, start small and small things that you know you can achieve so you feel good about it. When you start feeling good about things, you'll continue to grow and get momentum. If you set your goals too high, like when you're trying to get back on the wagon, you just set yourself up for failure. The second thing is definitely for me, structure, plan, routine, let's get back on track. But to start with, not super stringent, just blocking some time in my calendar for what I know I need to do. So the content that I need to create, or the messages that I need to send, or the follow-up I need to do, like a little bit of structure. Would you agree that a little bit of structure once you've been out of routine is very beneficial? So things just don't happen ordinarily. You got to plan for them to happen. So if there's things that you know you need to do, whether that's creating content, sending some messages, following up with people, like doing some things in your business, actually plan for it and get a little bit of a structure into your day. Because I guarantee you, life will take over unless you control your life. Like you do you know that? You feel that? Like if you've got no structure, you've got no plan, you've got no routine, like the day just goes and it's like, man, I didn't do anything I wanted to get done because the day just took over. So you've got to have a bit of structure back in place, a bit of planning. So I haven't got all my ducks in a row yet with my calendar, but I've got the things that I know are non-negotiable. I've got like, okay, I've got to do that then, that meeting then, that call then, I've got to plan for some content then, like get a bit of structure back into your day. Okay, really important to plan for that. If you don't plan for that, it won't happen. It's just, how it goes. The third thing with social media, like what I'm focusing on now is connection, not perfection. So we've just had a massive talk about this on our VIP call. I've just had like almost a 2-hour call with our VIP students about, perfection doesn't really have a place on social media. If you're waiting for everything to be perfect, if you're waiting for the right words in the post, if you're waiting until you look perfect, if you're waiting for the right setting, if you're like waiting for perfection, social media will pass you by. Like, and people will take over. Like, you've got to show up messy. So getting back into routine and getting back into the groove, what I'm focusing on is connection, not perfection. So connection with people. People gravitate to your energy and your vibe before they'll gravitate to anything that you're selling. It's not what you're selling that's important. It's how you're showing up. It's connecting with other people as a human being. That's why my motto is always be a human before a marketer. So the more people that you can connect with rather than kind of, basically reconnect and build connections before you start kind of pitching any kind of business. Does that make sense? So just reconnecting with people, having conversations and executing what I call ICQ. I hope you all remember what ICQ means. If you don't, intention, compliment, question. Why is that important? Because you should go to your social media with intention. Most of you just scroll, and then like 30 minutes later, an hour later, you're like, what did I come here to do? So when you're intentional, you'll be far more efficient with your time. When you give compliments to people, now you've got their attention. All anyone wants, like a human being, is to be seen and heard. So when you compliment people on something they put on their social media and a story and a post, now you're grabbing their attention. So they're feeling seen and heard. And then if you ask them a question and keep the conversation going, now you're deepening the connection. Okay, that's why ICQ is so important. You should have a little sticky note somewhere around your computer, or your workspace. ICQ, intention, compliment, question. Okay. So focusing on connection, not perfection on social media. Once you're getting, back into the swing of thing, just show up. Okay. Show up authentically. Number 4, for me, it's definitely prioritizing how I feel in my health when I'm getting back into routine. So this morning, it would have been very easy for me to sleep in. It's cold. It's still winter here where I am in Australia. It was raining. It's dark. It's not very motivating after 4 weeks of sleeping in, pretty much, of getting up in the dark and exercising. But this is where discipline comes in rather than motivation. I'm not waiting for the motivation to get up and exercise. I'm back home now. I know I want to drop a bit of weight. I know I feel better when I exercise in the morning. So I've disciplined myself to get up this morning, even though it's cold, wet, and raining, and exercise. It's the action that will set you free. It's not the thinking about what you need to do. It's the action. So your social media posting, getting back into the routine of that, or whether it's your health, whether it's exercising or planning meals or whatever, it's the action that will set you free and get you back on track. It's not thinking about it. Okay. So the planning, like I was talking about, number 2 was structure, planning, routine. That's planning to take action. It's not just thinking about it, it's doing it. Okay, the same with my health. I'm not waiting for motivation to exercise. I'm actually disciplining myself to do it. I'm not going all in with restrictive eating just because I put on a little bit of weight because, I've been away for a month. I've enjoyed myself, and I don't regret that at all. Like it's been amazing. I had an amazing time. So I'm not going from 4 weeks of eating and drinking what I like into like full restriction. I'm just cutting out the sugary foods. I'm not going to drink alcohol for a while. I'm reprioritizing my green vegetables and protein. Like I'm just slowly getting back into it. I am going to do a 3-day detox in the next couple of days because I want to, but I'm just starting to prioritize like exercise, hydration. I just put my top 7 tips on a TikTok video yesterday, if you want that. And it's on my other Instagram channel, not the one that you guys are watching at the moment, but my Menopause and Hormone Harmony on Instagram or TikTok. I just put my top 7 tips of what I'm doing at the moment to get my health back on track. And it's easy because I'm not being restrictive. I'm just getting back into the groove of things. Okay, so health. Like feeling energized is important. Hydration is important. Getting enough sleep, is important. Moving my body is important. Being focused is important. So health is important. Like, I don't know about you guys when you go away, but I like to indulge and not feel guilty about it. But when I get back, I just need a few days to get back into the groove of my really healthy routine. So I just give myself a little bit of grace in, staggering that. Okay. Number 5, the other thing that I do when I'm getting back into the groove of things is I just revisit what is really my focus at the moment. Like in my business, I've got goals. We've got a new incentive trip, that I want to run for. Like I'm just refocusing in on what it is that I want to achieve and the reasons I want to achieve that. So I get my focus back. If you don't kind of work out what your purpose is and what your focus is, you kind of fly blind every day. So it is important when you've fallen off the wagon and you want to refocus on, what's your purpose of doing and what are your kind of goals, so you know what you're running for, you know what you're working hard for. If you don't kind of reconnect with that, and you've been away and you've fallen off the wagon and if you lost a little bit of motivation, you're probably not going to have the discipline that you need. Okay, so refocus with your goals, just to give you that kind of focus and energy and attention that you need to achieve what you want to achieve, because it takes discipline. That's not motivation. You would have heard me say that 1,000 times if you're familiar with my videos. Motivation is fleeting. You might have it for a week, but it'll probably disappear 3 weeks out of 4. Discipline is what you need, but for you to follow through with discipline, you've got to be really clear on what you're focused on and why you're doing it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Number 6, accountability. So you know how you work. Like, do you need an accountability buddy? Do you need to tell somebody what goals you're running for? Like, what does accountability mean to you? To me, at the moment, I'm running on an accountability tracker. I'm ticking off a box every day of the things that I'm doing, and it just keeps me accountable. I'm fairly like I've got a pretty good work ethic, so I don't necessarily need another person to keep me accountable. I just need to keep accountable to myself. So everybody works a little bit differently. Some of you might need actually another person to be in your corner to keep you accountable. So bring in some kind of accountability when you're getting back on the wagon, because it'll definitely help. The last thing that I do, I mean, there's lots of things that I do, but this is just my top 7. The other thing that I like to do when I get back on track, this just works really well for me, is declutter. And that, even to me, you might find this a little bit weird. It's decluttering. If you don't know the benefit of it, like go and Google it, like the benefit of decluttering. It is so therapeutic. There are lots of things that happen in the brain when you declutter. And so for me, when I'm getting back on the wagon, there's 2 things other than business. So business is about, my papers and getting myself organized and making sure that, my workspace is clear and I've got my bills there, and like I'm just organized business wise. But 2 other things also I do when I'm decluttering, when I'm sort of getting back into the groove of everything, is my kitchen cupboards. Do any of you have food that's out of date, or spices that are gone by their use by dates and stuff like that? Like, decluttering just really makes me feel a bit freer. So I just do a small bit every day. So the kitchen cupboard, like I'll just throw out a couple of, things that are out of date out of my kitchen cupboard, every day. And also for me, this also might sound a little bit weird, but my clothes. I've got so many clothes. It is ridiculous. I've got a lot of corporate clothes that I just refuse to throw out, because that's all I spent my money on back in the corporate days. And I've got like hundreds and thousands of dollars worth of corporate clothes. But I'm like, I'm in casual clothing these days, but I've got lots of clothes. And then whenever I go away, I always buy new clothes, but I don't very often throw things out. But now I'm trying to shove clothes into drawers that just don't fit. So I need to declutter my drawers. But to me, that's an impossible task. You should see my walk-in robe. Like, it's ridiculous, full of clothes, even shoes and stuff like that. So every day, I've done this before and I'm doing it again at the moment, is just one drawer a day. And just, out, what do you call them? Like op shop, like donate, that's good enough, or that's going out, or whatever. And this is back to the number 1, small things done every day is what moves the needle forward. Now, I know, because I've done this before, when I do a little bit in my kitchen pantry and a little bit, in my clothes drawer by drawer, like you do that every day, over like weeks, and you suddenly cleaned out like your kitchen cupboards and you've cleaned out all your clothes, and it's so freeing. But the only way these things work, and it's exactly the same way in business, it's the small things that you do every day that will help you grow the momentum to get you where you want to go. So I know if I just do one drawer, one cupboard, one little bit of my closet every day, like in a few weeks' time, it'll all be cleared out. Same with the kitchen and stuff like that. Same with my business. It's the networking that I do every day. It's the posting that I do every day. It's the messy action. It's not perfection. It's not like some of you need to get out of your head with overthinking your posting, overthinking your stories. Like this morning on the VIP call that I had with my VIP students, we're talking about stories and how, stories should be something. Well, here's the tip I gave the VIPs. Instead of thinking, what should I post in my stories today? You just learn to pull out your camera while you're living your day and capture the moment. Does that make sense? So change the way you think about content. Instead of, okay, what should I post in my stories today? You should have stories every day, all day long. You're living your day, you're moving, you're eating, you're walking, you're doing things, you're on calls, you're listening to a training, you're doing something all day, apart from when you're sleeping. So just learn to pull out your phone and capture a moment and post it in a story. So learn to create content while you're already living your day rather than overthinking what you're going to post, and it'll become so much easier. Okay? So I don't know if that's helpful for you or not, but for me, it's definitely right. Back on track. This is what I'm going to do. Look after my health, do the small things, going to post. I've got to have a bit of structure, a bit of plan. I know I need discipline rather than motivation to get back on track. And I've got to focus on a lot more connections, not perfection. Revisiting my goals, all the things that I've just mentioned, and having some accountability to it. Okay. So if you've fallen off the wagon lately, or you've been away and you find it hard to get back into the groove, just implement some of those 7 things and see if it's helpful for you. Because I guarantee you, your personal life, your health, your business, it is the small things that you do every day and you achieve them. You set yourself up for a win. You feel better. When you feel better, you will do so much more of everything good. Okay. When you feel more energetic, you'll do more in your business. When you feel more energetic, you'll be more motivated to be healthier and exercise. Like when you're feeling good about things, you will just do more. But how you start to feel good after you've fallen off the wagon is small things, achievable, get a win, feel good. Okay. I hope that's helpful to some of you. Now, in the coaching community this week, I have a great training for you about what some top leaders are doing as a social media strategy to build their trust a lot quicker. So I'm going to share that with you guys in the coaching community. And in 2 days' time, at exactly the same time now, I will be live publicly like I am now. So I hope you will join me then. I'll see you in a couple of days. Good to be back. Thank you for joining me or listening to the replay. And I'm back on my normal live schedule from now on. Okay, bye.